All right, welcome back, guys. I hope everyone is doing great. So let's take a deep dive uh, outlook on the markets. Typically, we're on Friday, 17th October, uh, and this is the entire news events that we're having on this day. So we don't have any rate for the USD uh, event here. So it's typically uh, depending on the pair that you are interested in trading, then you better have to know and check the Forex Factory calendar about the news that are upcoming. So this Friday, I'm not expecting a very massive move, especially on the USD pairs, even others, because we don't have any root for news. And yeah, this is the entire news events here. So by the next week, Monday, we don't have any good for the news, even on Monday. So Tuesday, we're having the CAD CPI, Canadian dollar, uh, with the USD orange forms event at the New York session. Even Wednesday, we're having the GBP CPI within the Asian session, wait for the news, which will be a very good looking opportunities. On Thursday, we're having the USD orange event as well in the New York session. Yeah, continuing until the next Friday, where we're having the CPI USD news during 1 hour before the New York session began. So next week, typically Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the GBP traders, pound USD, pound GPY, this kind of for this kind of pairs. Even on Friday, we are expecting a very good volume in the market. So let's jump straight on chart. So this is the XY index. So let's take a deep dive analysis on this DXY. And this is going to help us know where the Euro USD, Pound USD, AUD USD, and several pairs that they're heading the direction. So before we go with this TXY, so as we did last time, so these are the previous trades that we took live. So if you did join the previous live outlook. So we've done this whole analysis online here. Okay, so this is pound USD over the several trades that we took since 25th October. Yeah, until today. This is GBP GPY. So we've took this trade since yesterday on Thursday. So I hope everyone has enjoyed with this trade. So this is the Euro GPY, same. And this Euro GPY as well, we took it, yeah, it was during the Asian session. And this is USD GPY. So also took this trade yesterday, Thursday, and this was on the Wednesday. So USD GPY we've been taking several trades, even Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I was waiting to see this play out today and Friday, but it didn't happen in. And then it continued massively uh, dropping down to downside. But I'm having an expectation to see price come back within the zone, then continue down. As we were having a weekend As we're having this weekend gap that is resting here in the market, then I'm expecting to see market. I'm expecting to see price action take out uh, this weekend gap. So that's why I'm still expecting some uh, pullback, bearish trend on JPY on JPY pairs. So even this is GBP JPY, same things. So we are also bearish. We are typically targeting to take out this weekend gap that is resting here in the market. So that's why we've been selling GBP JPY. So I'm still having some expectation of the pullback. So typically this is the Asian session has accumulated. If you can see this kind of ranging that is resting here. The London session made a manipulation to the downside. Then I'm expecting to see a New York session distribute to the upside like this within this point of interest or some OTE levels here. And then after that, then on Monday during the Asian session, then I'll be seeing a continuation movement to downside, something like this. Yeah. So that's why today I'm not going to take any trade because we'll be seeing some kind of pullback, reversals within the point of interest. So if I open my session indicator here, so as you can see, we have ranged somewhere here, and the manipulation took outside here. Then you're gonna see the New York session. I mean Asian. So if the London session distribute to the upside like this, and then New York session might also, I mean, if the London session manipulate to the upside, then we're gonna see New York session distribute again to the downside, something like this. So typically we better wait for the New York session to see how the previous sessions has played. Then you're gonna be predicting the next moves for this pairs. But I'm not eager to take any trade today and with this pairs. So I'll be waiting to see them respecting these points of interest so that you can engage again. So this is NQ NASDAQ. So if you take a very quick outlook on NASDAQ, typically we have took this previous month high liquidity, then we are pulling back. Anytime the market takes out the previous high, then you're gonna have to see some expectation of pullback within some point of interest and then keep following the previous highs. Yeah, something like this. And then when you go on the weekly time frame, we are respecting this weekly imbalance that is resting here. And then when you go on the uh, daily time frame, we don't have any point of interest here where that market should be respecting to long from. Though we are respecting this daily bearish fair value gap that is resting here. So we are selling from that point of interest after market took out these highs at the same time with these lows as well. So then we are expecting a bearish pullback. So the market should be is targeting typically these lows here. So if you take out these lows, then we're gonna see some other kind of pullback and then continuation to downside. So when you go on the H4 imbalance, a H4 time frame, so for me to buy NASDAQ, then I need to wait for the quality point of interest. to long form. Typically, I'm waiting to see some higher time frames bullish for value gaps to long form. And until now, I can say like we are bearish, but in case of reversals, then I'll be waiting to see some kind of higher time frame point of interest, bullish point of interest like H4 daily time frame, fair value gap, then long from those ones. Uh, then I'm going to wait until the next week, so as we can find some very good point of interest to long from. And right now, the price is typically unpredictable. So it's better to wait for the highest quality setups to come. Let's go straight away on the DXY. That's what we're trying to do. So this is DXY. Let's start from the higher time frame, point of key interest. So this is monthly time frame. So as you can see, the general trend of this market, we are bullish. We are bullish. This was a kind of pullback. Then I can expect that we are going to keep pumping higher, targeting these highs. Or if you take out these lows, something like this, then you're gonna see some kind of reversals here. But typically we are bullish. So being bullish, I'm marking out these breakout structures. The upside that is showing that we are typically bullish. So here and here. So this is to show that we are respecting the bullish trend, and this was type of kind of pullback reversal. Uh, if I measure this trading range from bottom here to the upside, then you can see that the market has came within my 50% of my fib level, which is my discount zone. Uh, and the discount zone is where we buy from. And then apart from that, if you can see the red lines on my fib level, so these red lines are considered as my OTE, optimal trade entry, these ones here. And the market has really respected this OTE buy zone. So let me take out this discount zone. So we are typically respecting this OTE, optimal trade zone. So which means I'm expecting a bullish reversal or continuation to the upside, targeting these points of interest that are resting here. So we're having the monthly bearish value gaps that are resting here. Let me mark them as like this. This is the monthly bearish value gaps that are resting the markets here. So at typically at the same time with this BPR, so if you can see it, we're having also here a bullish value gap that is really lined with this bearish also monthly fair value gap, and we call this BPR, balanced price range. So typically I'll mark this one. Then I may respect some kind of reversal on the XY, respecting these levels. So, and then sells or continue to the upside if you don't sell from these zones. So the sellers that are waiting from these zones, if they don't down the market, then you might see it keeping pushing higher. So, but for me, as you can see, we've been consolidating for the long, for the long, for the long time ago. We've been stuck within this consolidation here. So the market was accumulating, manipulating to this extent, distributing downwards. Then I might see it respecting these zones and then keep distributing to the downside like this. Just something like this. Uh, so this is what I'm expecting to see. But if you keep respecting this bullish trend that you're seeing on the monthly time frame, then you're gonna see the market continuing to the upside, targeting the previous day's highs. I mean the previous month's highs that are resting here. Even this one here. Yeah. So if you don't respect this bearish fair value gaps, then you're gonna see the market keeping pumping here. And then if the DXY is pumping higher, then it means like we are selling on pound USD, Euro USD, and AD USD with several other currencies. So typically we are opposite direction with DXY on Euro USD, pound USD, AD USD, with several other pairs that are negative prorated, So if you go on the weekly time frame, so we are keeping analyzing this market. So if you go on the weekly time frame, then you can see that this was kind of pulled back to the downside. Then it was a bearish trend, that is respecting this OTE buy zone here. And then if this market is going to be bullish to target this monthly fair value gaps, then I might see it as it's giving us the break of structures to the downside like this. Then I might see it continuing and not reversing from here, but continuing and took out this high, this previous high. So if you take out this previous high, then I might see it as a market structure shift or a break of or a change of character, whatever you call it, then some kind of reversals, then continuation, targeting this fair value gap harvesting here, something like this. But even if we are already at the higher time frame monthly OTE buy zone, it doesn't mean that we are already bullish. So we are still bearish in trend as we are pushing downside. Uh, because if you can see it like this, the market is typically reacting on this zone here, which is here. So we didn't take out this high, which is this high. So we still have a bearish trend. Then if you measure this trading range, then we are also respecting the OTE sale levels. So we are in the premium zone, which is the 50% of this entire fib levels, which is the premium zone. So which means we might to see the market respecting these OTE zones, which is within the premium zone, and then continue to the downside, targeting this loss, which is this one here, as we've been taking out those lows here. So we may see the market continuing and pushing to the downside, just like this. So which implies that we will be bullish on Euro USD, Pound USD, exactly, something like that. So let's keep seeing some several conferences and see how this DXY is typically going to be looking like. So after that, and then let's mark these breakout structures to the downside. So we've been breaking structures, the downside, which is showing a bearish movement. So as we've been selling Euro USD as well and Pound USD. So if I measure my trading range, so this one, if I measure this high with this low here, then you can see that the market I came within this 50% of the fib level, which is the premium zone. And then after respecting these zones, then dumped down, targeting this previous low here. So this was the previous move. Then if I measure this trading range, this line here and this one here, this is right now my trading range. So the market is typically respecting is within the premium zone, which is my 50% of this trading range that is resting up here. And at the same time, let me take it on the side. So at the same time, the market is respecting these red lines that you're seeing here, which is my ultimate trade entries here. So which means, so the market might be respecting these OTE zones to sell to the downside, something like this. Yeah. So let's continue looking and checking. So we're doing what we call my time frame analysis. Uh, so if you go on the daily time frame, as you can see, so we've taken out these highs, liquidities, the internal liquidities that were resting inside here after the manipulation of these liquidities, and then so we've been respecting this bearish value gap that was resting here. So guys, if you have seen the previous analysis, so we've done this when the market was still around here, around here. Oh, sorry, well, when the market was still around here, somewhere here. So we've done this analysis, predicting that the market will come up here, and then push the downside, something like this. So, and as the market was pushing to the upside on the day time frame, so we were bullish because we were targeting these internal liquidities that were resting here. So as you can see, we were bullish, something like this. So, and we are respecting this also bullish buy zone here, This is how my time frame analysis looks like. So it requires being active and being super critical observing. So we're bullish, broken structures to the upside. And if you measure this trading range from here up to here, then you are going to see that the market is typically respecting the discount zone, the buy zone, and as well as this OTE zone here, this optimal trade zone here. So which means, so in order to target this low, in order to see the market that is going to keep selling to the downside, so we have to see it first taking out this low here, this previous uh, trading range row. So if the market took out this row, then you're going to see that we are respecting this OTE targeting the previous lows. But if the market respects this OTE and keep pushing to the upside, then you're going to see that the market is typically trying to take out the previous high, which is here, and then we're gonna expect some continuation to or within those monthly bearish value gaps that we've seen before, something like this. So, and for me, we are respecting this daily bullish value gap that is resting here. That is aligned with the OTE zone. And then if you go on the H4 time frame, we are having this weekend gap that is resting here in the market. So as we've seen that so many players are pushing to the downside, typically trying to target the weekend gaps. So we are bearish on the DXY. Even the pullback was clear bearish. Then for me to buy for me to see the XY buying is that I'm gonna have to, if you can see the market from here up to here. So we've been printing the bearish fair value gaps, only bearish fair value gaps. So this one here, this is the bearish imbalances. So we've been buying on the Euro USD as well pushing to the downside here. These are the bearish fair value gaps, guys. So, and always buyers buys within the bullish fair value gaps and sellers sells within the bearish fair value gaps. So for me to see a bullish trend or a bullish buy continuation, the DXY, which will be a very clean sales on the Euro USD, Pound USD, and several other pairs, and I have to see first the market starting to play into the bullish fair value gaps, like daily bullish fair value gaps, even like H4 uh, for our fair value gaps. So any higher time frame point of any higher I mean any higher time frame point of interest, which is bullish point of interest. So as we've been printing the bearish fair value gaps, then we are selling. So, but if you start seeing that the market is really trying to play into the bullish fair value gaps on the high time frame, then you have to see that you have to notice that the buyers are really trying to dominate the market. So this is what we're seeing on the XY, and this is the H4. So if you go on the H2, we are bearish still. If you go on the H1, still we don't have any bullish fair value gap, as you can see it here. So this is the reason why I'm not even going to trade today. So as you can see, we've taken out these lows already. So and as I told you, whenever you take out the lows, then you have to expect some kind of reversals, pullback within some point of interest, and then continuation to the downside, something like this. All targets the highs and change the direction to the upside, something like this. So we've took out these lows, liquidity, and then we are expecting some kind of pullback. And I'm not interested in trading pullbacks, so I better wait for the higher time frames as we are having this H4 imbalance here, and also we're having a H4 imbalance here. So the market might come and respect those imbalances. Even here we have one here. So that's why today the market is really, really looking somehow. So that's it, guys. This is how I'm seeing the XY. So on the higher time frame view, we are bullish, and we are already respecting the discount zone at the same time with this OTE, optimal trade entry buy zones for the bullish trend. But we are waiting to see the market also change direction. So as we've been pushing down to this downside like this on the higher time frame and respecting the OTE zones, then the market has already pulled back somewhere here. So as we are in the bullish zone, but we're not yet becoming bullish. Okay, so we have to see first the market change direction, took out the previous weekly or monthly highs, and then some kind of continuation to the upside. But right now here, so as we are in the bullish zones, but we are still respecting this bearish pullback movement. So the market is typically trying to pull like this. And as we've been also pushing to the upside like this, and also the market was typically moving on the H4, I mean on the daytime frame. So the market was bullish, moving like this. Then it's pulling down like this. So if it takes out the previous day's lows, and then we're going to expect the continuation to the downside like this. But if it fails to take out this previous day's lows and then decides to buy from here, which is here, and took out the previous highs, and then you're going to see that the market is typically going to keep pushing to the upside, targeting those internal bearish fair value gaps, which are these ones. So this is how, guys, I'm seeing the XY. So, and whatever we've done on DXY, then you have to notice that it's opposite on the EU Euro USD. So which means on the Euro USD, then we'll be seeing or expecting some sell reversals, sell continuations. So you go and do some practice on your own on Euro USD or Pound USD, and then share them within a Discord, multi analysis channel, and then I'll be as there to help you and check on your analysis. So the XY, as I told you, if we are seeing the bullish model, and then on the Euro USD, we are seeing the bearish model, even on Pound USD, we are seeing the bearish model, even on the AUD USD, we are seeing the bearish model. Same things like this. So these are the pairs that are typically negative correlated with the DXY. So in the direction, I mean. So they are not moving in the same direction. So they have the same price action, but not moving the same direction. So it's what I'm saying. So you go guys and do some practice on what we did, and then try to see if you can connect yourself with the previous, I mean with the other correlation pairs, which is Euro USD and Pound USD. So let's call it a day, and you go and let me know how you go in the comments.